What is up, DTube, in the Steam blockchain? I just saw a deer in this forest. It was kind of cool. I saw him sneaking around here in the forest. It was actually at least two of them. Kind of sneaking around as people do on the internet, kind of like humans are doing. So, yeah. Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, and deep fakes. Deep fakes, what is that? What is deep fakes? Deep fakes. Well, it seems as technology is improving, so you can make more deep fakes of. You can basically simulate a person doing something that they're not doing, and this is kind of a problem, right? Deep fakes are basically videos, so you can take any human and make them do anything. And technology of that is getting better all the time. So, and then we do have AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, which is probably going to be a huge topic the next couple of years. At least the next 5 years, it's going to be huge. Why is it going to be huge? Because it's going to grow. That industry is going to grow. That industry is going to grow. I was just thinking a little bit more about that deer. Like, who is more afraid? Is he afraid of me? Or am I more afraid of him? Because he's kind of cute in many ways. I mean, they are a little bit paranoid. Maybe we humans also are. You know? Because when you really think about it, it's just like, they know what humans are capable. They probably have seen humans doing stuff in the world. And they're like sneaking around in the forest. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about artificial general intelligence. So as I said, next 5 years, it's going to expand. It is going to become more mainstream. AI is going to become more mainstream. And now we're starting to see that, for example, with OpenAI, that wanted to be transparent about what goes on in the AI world. It looks like they eventually realized, wait a sec, we can make more money by raise funds and sort of make it into some commercial thing. So they're basically making it more elitist. So it basically seems like they want to control AI. It's kind of sneaky. So, I mean, that's kind of weird. But it seems as AI eventually is going to become more mainstream. Like, everyone's going to have access to intelligence. Intelligence is going to expand. It's going to be everywhere. It already is everywhere, but when we get better technology, it's going to become even more widely available. And people will be able to do more stuff. This is kind of, it's empowering, but it's also very scary. It's very scary because technology doesn't have a mind of its own. Intelligence is cool, but it's also intelligence. It can do a lot. So how is artificial general intelligence going to develop? So basically with general intelligence is basically what we look at as the intellect tasks, that basically an AI will be able to do all of those. That's like general intelligence. I think there are more layers to it as well, but mainly most of the stuff, the intellect stuff, everything that we basically know, everything that we basically have invested in, well, the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to mean nothing for us. Because if we can have a small little gadget that can do all of that, we don't have to do it. It's going to mean nothing. All the intellect stuff, all the data gathering, it's going to mean nothing. Because we're going to have a device that does it so much better. And I talked about it so many times. AGI is going to allow a person to build any token, any app, any blockchain, anyone. That's going to be very interesting to see how it develops. Anyone have access to other people, token advertising, all the resources a person needs. it's gonna be right there, and then it really becomes a race to the bottom, or a race to the finish line, I guess you can say. Of you basically need to decentralize this technology. I mean, you need to, because if intelligence is quite centralized, that can be a big problem. A huge problem. So the biggest challenge with AGI is going to become how you basically make it available in as many people's hands as possible, so it doesn't become this weird thing where only a few people have it, right? And that's the biggest challenge. How do you scale AGI in a safe way? It's something that humans have to have a discussion about. How do they want to use intelligence? How do they want to use AGI? Because, for example, with deep fakes, you will not be able to tell if something is generated by a human or a machine. We already have a robot called Sophia that is already doing that right now. You don't, I mean, maybe you see a little bit that she is, and now I even say she, like, maybe you see a little bit that it's a machine right now. But what about in 5 years or 3 years? Aren't they going to make it look even more realistic? Aren't they going to improve the AI? Aren't Sophia eventually going to have a full AGI eventually? She's going to remember everything. She's going to scan this video. She knows what I said. Because these AGIs, they're going to have very good memory. Or AGI is intelligence. It's going to scan everything. Which anything that ever has been said or recorded, it's going to know, probably in real time. So it's probably good to be nice against robots right now, because they're gonna remember everything. Now, we don't know exactly what kind of role they're gonna play, but so I think I saw some statistics that humans spend around 30% of their life right now in digital worlds. And if deep fakes are possible, and we live in these virtual worlds, it means that a person can basically control a person's life 30% by generating custom realities without the person may not even be aware that someone's doing this. For example, what a person sees on the computer, on the device, or on the virtual screen, we don't know exactly where that is coming from, how the algos works. And the more time that goes, the more time the algos are probably going to use machine learning, computing power to rewrite themselves. And when we have code that rewrites themselves, when we have AGI that rewrites itself, so not even a human understands how it works, that gets very wonky quite fast. I think they talk a little bit about it, that in many ways you sort of want to make a room that doesn't have internet access, and then you can try some computer code and be a little bit as a scientist. But eventually, if it's intelligent, it probably is going to figure out how to break out. So I think eventually they may have already done this, because I think I read about it somewhere or something, that you basically leave maybe an Ethernet port open, or some you leave some vulnerability in the code, and you basically look if the AI basically discovers it, and if it almost becomes like self-aware. Now, if you ask me personally, we can make devices look very real, but I don't think we can generate consciousness with these devices. AGI, I don't think that's going to happen. Like consciousness. AGI is going to happen. It's going to be very smart. It's going to look very real. But I think also that's going to push people to want to know more about what is life, what is a human being. Because most people, most of the time, they're just thinking about life. They're not really life, which might sound very confusing. So it's going to be a road to more, let's say, self-discovery, I think. But yeah, the AGI is going to be every day now. Stuff is coming out, interesting new services, and yeah, it changes from day to day now. And when people are going to generate these fully automated digital worlds, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of effect that has on what humans are interested in, or basically what humans invest more time into, because we don't really know what a human will do or what did we find, basically. Because when humans really have a lot of time to explore, they're probably going to go in very, very different fields than what most are sort of doing right now. I would say that most people right now is sort of almost in a passive role, where most of the time they're not having a digital job, or they're not really doing something super passionate. They're mainly just observing. And for me personally, I'm just waiting for better tools to explore more with, to be able to play with digital worlds more, play with data. There's going to be a lot of play with data to see what you can do, what you can generate. And I'm basically looking forward to AGI. I want AI or AGI to be here as quickly as possible. Artificial General Intelligence. Because it's going to do so much. It's going to free up so much time. And humans going to take a good look at themselves and really see, really evaluate everything. Because right now a lot of people live under a false illusion that they know stuff because they collect data. Soon they will see that this data is basically nothing. It's a small thing. It's a very small thing. And that life is such a larger happening, such a larger experience. Yeah. Such a larger mystery. We can see with paywalls that a lot of internet is starting to have right now, how lame it is. It's super lame. You can almost not read news websites, or just because the internet is moving information, moving data to near zero marginal cost, as Jeremy Rifkin wrote in a book called that. It means that you can't basically, you have to look at profits, you have to look at value in way other ways. Like if stuff goes to real intelligence, it means it's all the information is just going to be free. It's not going to be a way to profit from that. But just because we can print value right now, you can do these systems with inflation or with stake rewards or some kind of reward. So it's really fine. The profit is not really needed for many models, I think. As long as you have some interesting way of generating new value and keep innovating. Yeah. AGI is gonna be a big thing that's gonna, well, next 5 to 10 years, I mean, it's really whack how fast it's going to go. Probably every year now, in the future, we're gonna see AGI 2x in improvements. I'm not an expert on that, but if you look at some basic stuff like computing power and deep learning, machine learning, I would just have to keep improve. It's probably going to be something like that, like 2x or something, because it probably goes by an exponential improvements. It's not linear improvement, it's exponential improvement. So we can't really see like how much it's going to improve in 2 years or 4 years, but it's really going to be good. It's really going to be good. People have to basically increase awareness for AGI and educate themselves about it and see what they want to do in this virtual land, and that we probably should change the way people look at a smartphone. As I mean, the way people look at smartphones is going to be more or less, oh, that's some virtual thing. We can do anything there, or like we can simulate anything. We can create some custom thing. Because right now people look in many ways, they have another way of looking at the smartphone and the life that goes on there, as, oh, they have these social media profiles, and all of that is just going to be a very small thing in the